Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning to whenever you listen to us. We are the Imaginary Friends. I'm James.
And I'm Ben.
And thank you very much for joining us today.
We're back.
We're back! A week off? Well, technically 2, I suppose.
It didn't really feel like a week off.
No. Well, not for you. For me, I had a lovely week off. I chilled out, I put my feet up.
I had 4 games on that Friday.
I got none because you abandoned me.
It's true, I did. So, as is customary, we will talk a little bit about the MWS.
Yes.
I will talk a little bit about my thinly veiled advertising campaign for the podcast.
Brilliant.
How
How much are we getting paid for that?
It's performance-based.
Oh dear.
So, currently nothing. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the future. We're at quite an interesting point in the Malifaux world.
Yes.
And we have a bit of a lull, but we have some sort of milestones coming up in terms of nationals, a future possible errata.
Yeah.
If as and when they give us details for that. So hopefully we have an exciting episode for you today.
Fingers crossed.
So let's talk about the data.
Woohoo! My favourite sad maths teacher over here.
Go on, sad maths teacher, do your thing.
So, the MWS...
Was the band's a success?
Define success, Benjamin.
Well, it wasn't for us.
No. I mean, what? We finished 6th and 7th.
Did we?
Yeah. 6th and 7th.
I didn't look.
We didn't have some great... There were some games that didn't go great for us, and some games that did. But, I mean, I suppose... Was it a success? Did you enjoy the games that you played?
I don't enjoy normal games. I play for winning.
So the games that you won, did you enjoy as much as normal?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't win much.
That's true.
So I said that the success would be if we saw more Masters played.
Okay.
So I played. What did I play against? I played against Tony. I played against Misaki. And the 3 games we've already talked about. The Clampets.
They can listen back to.
They can
podcasts.
listen back because I can remember what else I played. But it did feel like I was playing against a more varied thing, and I certainly played a varied thing myself.
Yeah.
And did you play against a varied thing?
I did, although Asami came up a couple of times.
Yeah, interestingly.
Not really played against her before, and then played against her twice in 4 games.
And I played with her 3 times. And it wasn't even against me.
No, it wasn't. I managed to avoid you, thankfully.
So in terms of the variety, I don't think I would say I enjoyed or felt it was more or less competitive or anything like that, because I think that's quite a hard thing to compare.
Yes.
And if you had look at a normal run of 5 to 6 to 7 games, if you play against a top person in round 1 or 2, that can have such a skewing effect on your overall run. So I don't think there's enough data to be able to say how I feel about it as an event. But in terms of seeing a variety of things played, now did we feel like at the end it was beginning to be a bit more solved, with people working out what the top second class thing was?
There was certainly an element to that. However, I can tell you that no Master was played more than 6 times.
Okay.
Only 1 Master was played 6 times.
Okay. Was that Asami?
No.
Oh. So of the 5 Asami games, you and I were in all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Although you played different Asamis.
Okay, fine, yeah.
I doubt you're going to guess who it was.
It's going to be Damien.
Bollocks. That's the first time you actually got it. Yeah, Damien.
Well, it was Damien last time.
It was. Yeah, he did pick up, didn't he? Yeah, Damien was played 6 times.
Okay.
And then there was only 3 other Masters played 5 times.
And they were?
You want to know who they were, do you? So Tiri.
Okay.
You had Lin Lee.
Sure.
Bibliothecary.
But how much of those were just from round 1?
3 of them.
Yeah.
And then Dashel Butcher.
I mean, reasonable.
Dashel Butcher was played 5 times and lost 4 of those games. So, not sure that was actually the best pick in the end.
And who won the how many undefeateds were there? It was Handful of Snakes, wasn't it? Won it.
Yes, Handful of Snakes won it.
Gentleman, and he was playing Bayou.
He was.
Without Squish Squash.
Without Squish Squash,
And still won.
And still won.
So Bayou are just silly.
Bayou are evidently absolutely ridiculous. Handful of Snakes, as I said, the only person to go entirely undefeated. Beat a few good players on his way. Beat Peak, beat Izzy, beat Reese Chowdhury, beat Rosmaris. He had a hard run. He had some real top quality opponents. Christos, D&D as well.
And he didn't have the benefit of the bye that you and I represent.
Yes. But no, so
what did you learn yourself as a player playing the 5 games that you did?
So I only played 4. Sadly, I was ready to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning on the Saturday, ready for a cool game against an Aussie. Sorry, he might kill me. I think he was New Zealander, so not Australian. Apologies. Parrot. Unfortunately, real life kind of kicked him in the nuts, and he had to cancel last minute, and we couldn't reschedule. So I only actually played.
And that was going to be a Pandora game.
That was going to be. I was really looking forward to that. I expected myself to possibly get.
And you
Pandora.
Scorpius with the 4 teams you played.
I Scorpius with my 4 teams.
And was Perdita your favourite?
Perdita was by far my favourite.
And that's good, because you went in wanting to play Perdita.
Did. I really wanted to play her, so I'm really glad that I actually got to play her, and that she did cool stuff.
And to those invested, I still haven't found James's Perdita crew that is somewhere in my house.
No, still lost.
So we will update you as and when.
Have you even bothered looking?
No, of course I haven't.
Thanks. Well, now people on the podcast are going to be messaging in relentlessly, asking you to find them.
And that's good. That'd be good for our the algorithms.
The interactions.
The interacts, yeah.
So please tell Ben to find my Perdita crew somewhere in his house, because I want to play it in real life.
So, I have the English GT and the Scottish GT coming up.
Yes.
Of course, I am well practiced and know exactly what I'm taking to both.
Yeah, so you're going to take...
I have no idea.
No idea. No.
I don't want to take anything that I've taken to a big event before.
Okay.
So no Marcus and no
Lynn
Lee.
Fair.
I've just played 9 games with Dashiell in Poland.
And that went really well for you. So yes, Ben, congratulations. I'm sitting in front of... So firstly, not only are you got the Welsh champion, you are now the Polish team's champion.
The team is the key
bit.
The
team, yeah. Did your teammates' backs hurt a bit after carrying you?
Only one.
So did any of your teammates lose more games than you?
Possibly.
No.
Did they not?
No. As a team, you lost 3 games, I think it was, and you lost 2 of them. Not that I was stalking and trying to live vicariously through him at all.
Yeah, but they had the benefit of being good players. And I am a better podcaster than I am
than a player.
Yeah, no, so we obviously talked about team tactics before.
Yes.
I will say that Mr. Trick, who won all 5 of his games, his team captain did put him on his preferred mission as first point for every single one. And he delivered. That is what we asked him to do, and he did. And to be very clear, we went 11-4.
11-4.
So I joint...
You joined.
Contributed to 2 of those losses. But no, so shout out to Mr. Rafael Trick Belinsky and Mr. Marcin Mroknov. Oh, I hope he doesn't listen to it, but unfortunately he does. I'm so sorry.
Beautiful pronunciations there, Ben. But as he listens to it, he'll already know your pronunciations are terrible, so it's nothing personal to him.
It's true, but no, they are both amazing teammates, and we had a really good time. You do have the awkwardness of sitting there looking at the pools before each going, what do I want to play?
Yeah.
And it was made more interesting by the fact that the boards were quite spicy. So we had one board that had no height 2 terrain.
That's an interesting one.
Which means that you can't score, make it look like an accident.
Nope.
You can't score high ground. You can't score scout the rooftops.
Yeah, there's a number of schemes that you really can't.
But it means that your opening schemes, you then have to look at what they go into.
Yeah.
And you have one that goes into like grave robbing, or scout the rooftops or high ground, and you're like, oh,
get someone grave robbing.
Well, you don't take that scheme.
No.
But yeah, so in terms of the selection, a big thing came down to what board you were on.
Okay.
So yeah, no, so it was super interesting. And Trick played without the Alleyway Echo, so he was on Explorers and didn't play the Alleyway Echo once.
What?
I think he played the Emissary once because he was made so that we tried to keep him on the schemey missions.
Okay.
And there was one which was like a informants or recover evidence or recover evidence. So it was a choice of whether he wanted like flank or wedge recover evidence. So he brought the Emissary to that one.
Fair.
But he did very well with Jedza.
Ooh, exciting.
Marcin had the privilege of being dropped into every single 10 Thunders player.
What was Martin using?
Tony, mostly.
Okay.
So there was some thought on this. It wasn't it was...
it wasn't just a sacrificial lamb here.
No, not at all. And obviously Tony has game into...
Yeah?
Mayfang.
Well, can stop the extra attacks.
Yeah.
Can do a bit to it.
So I wasn't able to watch any of the games.
No,
but,
cool.
So, and then it came down to the fifth one, and I was like, well, he's the most experienced of fighting 10 Thunders, why change anything now?
Brilliant.
So I was generally playing the Informants missions.
Okay.
As preference, but we were trying to keep Trick on plant explosives and boundary.
Makes sense with Jedza.
So as a whole, our strategy worked, and I would say of the three of us, despite my pathetic performance,
ineptitude,
we were quite consistent. And as I say, Mr. Trick was incredibly consistent.
Phenomenal.
And we were both able to do the bare minimum needed to make it through each round.
Yes, it does sound like that.
But no, played against a lot of very formidable opposition. So I had 4 casual games on the Friday.
Amazing.
So that was good. One of the things that was really interesting was I played against a newer player.
Oh yeah.
Who I introduced to the podcast. We are now, our third demographic is now Poland.
Well, they have a huge Malifaux community that is absolutely amazing. I was speaking to somebody about sort of different communities and stuff, and actually Poland was mentioned as being one of the top...
we are now 33.3% United States,
nice.
22.9% UK,
amazing,
9.7% Poland.
Well, hey.
So my advertising campaign to Poland,
your trip to Poland,
paid off.
Although we haven't actually had an episode since you went to Poland, so surely this...
No, because I was starting every conversation with, do you know I have a podcast?
Okay.
And introducing people to the podcast. But no, the whole community were amazing. The town is lovely.
Excellent.
I will be going back next year.
Fantastic.
I don't know where Polish Nationals is, and I don't know if I'll get Polish Nationals authorised as well.
Yeah.
But certainly the team event.
Authorised with work, you mean?
The girlfriend.
The harder job.
The harder one. Yeah.
I can't comment at all. So.
No, absolutely not. But no, so we are now, and then Australia 9.3%, and then our fans in Norway at 8.1%, and then our 6th biggest group.
Switzerland.
So close, they're 7th.
Oh!
6th is Turkey.
Turkey?
So there apparently is a bigger Malifaux community in Turkey than you would realise.
Wow, I didn't know many Turkish players.
I know.
I'm currently scrolling through...
Well, I don't think they play in the same leagues. But if they don't speak English as a first language, why would they?
Fair. Well, they need to get speaking English and get on. If they can listen to our podcast and listen to me and you chat crap for an hour or so every week, then they can by sure get on and join us in the MWS and the different events.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if enough of their players speak English for us to go out for a team tournament to Turkey, but
it's nice out there, I hear.
Yeah, it's lovely, and we can,
Food's good.
Food's good. And, we can embarrass ourselves in more countries. So, the team event itself, my first game was against Giants.
Nice.
The key thing here, so I lost this one. The key thing here was the terrain bottlenecked me in, and I was playing quite cautiously, as I do, and so I was playing Dashel 1, who's the Bay summoner. So I summoned lots of things.
Awesome.
I went in with an Executioner.
Now, I don't know if people have seen, there's a really cool thing you do with Dashel, because he can only summon once per turn, can't he?
So it's once per activation.
But he only activates once.
But if you take Commander Bura gives someone an action, but it doesn't control the action.
So
which means a master can.
So he can summon a second
So he can summon 2. So I summoned 2 things a turn, and it was glorious. I did a moderate amount of damage, and the key thing here was that my opponent was able to get and run away. So I'd gone into the middle, I did 6 damage to a Cyclops or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Injured, set up for death, and he was able to use his movement and healing abilities to heal him up to 4 health with Aegis, but crucially move him behind all the other giants.
Yeah.
And then get him onto a flank where he was then sitting on a point and rotate with another healthy giant.
Nice!
And it just slowed me down enough that I killed 3 giants.
Fair.
And I felt if I'd killed the 4th,
you reckon you could have
I'd have
taken
been
it?
fine on informants, as it was that 4th model.
I suppose the 4th model counts as 2 models, doesn't it? So it's a big difference whether you can kill it or
so
not.
I was an obey master,
Yeah.
so I was hopeful that I could obey them off the point,
Yeah.
and I think had I been able to just get that attritional advantage on informants, I knew I was going to lose the informants turn 1 and 2.
For sure.
He counts as 2.
Yeah.
And
Not a lot you can do about that.
no, so I just wanted to kill enough to be able to just get the attritional advantage, see out the end, score schemes. I did well on schemes, did well on, but I just couldn't. He did well on schemes as well, and it was just that informants counting as 2, and then that's a 4-point swing at the end, and I just needed to kill things quicker.
Okay.
And the Dashel 1 list, I'll talk about a little bit, but it's very cool. It summons 2 models. It does a good amount of damage. It's very manoeuvrable, but it just wasn't able to get the damage in that chased down the giants running away.
Yeah.
And I had no guns, no magic, so my opponent did a very good job of being able to capitalise on my inability to direct the damage where I needed it to actually take activations off the board.
Really interesting.
Game 2 was a very good player who hadn't played a lot of 4th edition.
Okay.
So he's coming back for the team event.
Excellent. More of that.
Fantastic. So he's playing Dreamer.
Love it.
And we were playing on a board where the entirety of the ground level was either poisonous or burning.
Okay.
But then there were sort of 8 platforms throughout the whole board.
Oh, cool.
So it was a massive jumping board.
Nice. I do like those. There's been a few. I've had a few at the UK tournaments we've had.
My opponent didn't know about the jumping rules.
Oh.
So I had a battering ram apply haste to an executioner.
Yeah.
So the first time he found out about the jumping rules was when a speed 8 executioner charged his 7-point model on the halfway line on informants.
That sounds fairly awkward for him.
Yeah, so I think it was an Alp. So an Alp ran and stood on the middle, the left point on the halfway line on a platform.
7 or so health Alp.
Yeah.
Tends to defense 5 against an executioner.
Yeah, so the executioner moved 3 from his Queeg move, then charged 8.
Yep. Reach 2.
Reached the halfway line because he'd been pushed forwards by
other stuff.
And then proceeded to just murder an Alp with an AP left.
Fair. Yeah, you 2 swing it. You 2 shot it.
So I had to explain the jumping rules.
Was that like your second activation, or was it later on in the game?
It was first turn, and it was probably about activation 4 or 5.
Okay,
so he was able to use the jumping rules back.
That's useful.
So, and I'm sure actually as a game learning 4th edition, it would have been a really good game for that.
Result.
So I was able to. I think Queeg also went in, so he had a Wicked Dole on his back point. So Queeg teleported, also speed 8, teleported 12 to aforementioned Executioner,
Yep.
then jumped across and charged the Wicked Dole on his back point,
Murdering him in one shot.
murdering the Wicked Dole.
Yeah.
And then Capellius. So interestingly, my other Executioner had gone in to do some damage somewhere else, but was my frame job target because the schemes were terrible.
Okay.
So Capellius did horrible things to the Executioner because it was sort of, I'm going to get the my eye trigger +1 damage, but then falling damage to then push me off into burning poison.
Yeah.
So one of the Executioners died horribly, but got the frame drop for 2.
Got you your point. 2, did he have a scheme behind, did he?
I'd gone in and used my remains marker to scheme.
Nice.
And I was being greedy. And perhaps because my opponent was newer on 4th edition, I felt I could get away with it more.
Because we spoke about this, about actually often you're better off not putting the scheme down because it telegraphs it very, very much.
But if he was new to 4th, I perhaps felt it was something that I could get away with.
And
also, if he just refused to hit the Executioner over the halfway line,
then it's a bit of a win as well.
it would have been. So I think turn. And then Capellius in turn, so he murdered the Executioner, but Capellius then also had the same fate of being dragged into poison burning. And I was summoning summons that were then running through the burning to do more burning damage by standing base to base with.
That's lovely.
So I was putting camera bots into the burning fire adjacent to base. So I was summoning camera bots into the fire
just
base
to
base
die.
to him. Yeah.
But do extra ping damage.
Just extra ping damage.
Love it.
So I think I killed 3 models turn 1, which
Oh.
was Capellius and Alp and Wicked Dole. I lost an Executioner, but it was a huge tempo, and then its Informants, so being 3 models down.
Yeah, 16 points you killed, 3 models.
So it meant that he was on 5 activations for the whole game.
Ouch, was he only 8 wide?
It might have been, it might have been 9, but... so I think that was a tough... I was able to play the mission really well because I had speed 8 models jumping over and...
Yeah, decent board for you, good mission. Okay.
So game 3 was against a subscriber.
Excellent.
I let the podcast down.
Ben.
So hopefully he still thinks we're worth listening to.
Well, if he's kicked your backside, he probably
didn't kick my backside. He was.
Why would he need to listen to us?
Exactly.
Maybe he can just listen to me. It's fine.
Yeah. So he was playing Clampets, who I still think are bad.
Clampets are awesome.
So it was Clampets Boundary Dispute.
Okay, not the best mission in my opinion.
So he was playing Gluttony and Bog.
Okay, yeah.
So it meant that... So, spoilers, the start of Activation 1 of turn 4, I discarded 4 cards to double interact the strat.
See, this immediately sounds unlike you, the fact that both of those models were still alive in turn 4.
So the thing he did really, really well, so much so that I was reading Gluttony's card yesterday, going, how did I not kill this model?
Yeah, he's got
9 health,
no
death 5,
no defensive tech.
Resilient.
Oh,
so I think this is very much... So there's 2 things. One is the board... We were playing corner. The board was quite congested. And he did a very good job of ensuring the fights were in the forests.
Okay.
So it wasn't even the severe terrain that was the problem.
You're quite quick.
I'm quite quick. It was the concealing.
Okay.
And the fact that he was able to hide in forests and the Executioner with 2-inch reach had to base the forest, and I wasn't able to get the charge lines because of where strat markers were.
Alright.
And certainly some of this was deliberate from his point.
Amazing.
And he was able to kidnap Queeg. So we both chose Assassinate.
Yep,
he was able to choose, try to kidnap Queeg with Servants through a tide marker, spending 3 stones to teleport me in.
Yep.
I then obeyed Vance, who was my Assassinate target.
Okay.
And then we both did a half-hearted job, and we both scored 1 point on it. But I think this suited him much better than me, because I needed to be killing things a lot quicker.
Yeah.
He timed the point of bringing Gluttony in really nicely. So
Okay.
he didn't bring Gluttony in immediately. He brought Gluttony in a little bit later. I obviously identified that Gluttony and Bog needed to die.
Yep.
But was never had the cards or attacks or actions to be able to. So I think I did 6 damage to Bog. But
Bog's pretty hard.
yeah, 12 health, but def 6.
Yeah.
And it's the def 6 that if you miss those key attacks.
Yeah.
So oddly, I was up on scenario for the first 2 turns against Clampets
Amazing.
with Dashel, and he was just about up on attrition after turn 2. So I was losing the attrition fight to Clampets, but winning the scenario fight with Dashel.
I think you were playing it wrong.
I think we were both playing it wrong. But the thing that this meant was that by the key point of turn 3 and 4, his aura of chatty, so both Gluttony and Bog say that if you want to interact within 6, you have to discard a card.
But if they're the same, are they both chatty or are they different?
They're different.
Oh.
So it's hunger, pains, and chatty or something.
So they do stack.
So I think Gluttony's one does 1 point of damage to you as well.
Ooh.
So no, it was a really interesting game, and I think the key thing that he did so well was the timing. So he brought Gluttony in. I went in, did 4 damage to Gluttony. He then attacked back, cheated a card in to get the raise, healed 3, and then used his bonus action to heal up a bit more.
Okay.
So that tempo of me spending resources, taking him to half health, ready to kill him, he then times his activation to then heal up to full.
Yeah.
I've then just lost that time, and I just ran out of time to do all the things I needed to do.
Interesting.
So it was probably the most interesting of the 9 games.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've never played against Gluttony before.
No, I don't
With-
think I have.
So if I was to go into it on Boundary again, I would be going, I need to obey Gluttony, I'm going to kidnap Gluttony, and Gluttony is going to die.
Yeah, fair.
And so that's a takeaway. If you play against that team,
Just murder Gluttony.
I think Gluttony and Bog need to die.
Okay.
You've got to play around the kidnap.
Yeah.
And the big thing for me as well was, if you're only going to take one team with you to a foreign country, choose a team that can play lots of different terrain.
Yes.
So I don't wish I'd brought a different crew in any sense, because I loved all the games I played and everyone was amazing. But I think if I brought Marcus, if I brought my main, regardless of skill of playing a team, I think if I'm only going to play one team in a land where you don't know what the terrain's going to be like.
Yeah.
So the UK events, we've seen the boards so many times, we know what they're going to be like.
Yeah.
I think I should have brought a team with lots of teleports, lots of flight, and obviously the Clampets were able to really push their teleporting, they're hugely mobile,
Yeah.
and I was walking
Fair.
like a moron. With my, I think I had the horse, the mounted guard, who was unimpeded,
Excellent.
singular times 1.
Oh.
So I was at a disadvantage on the terrain. I also half of the board didn't have any height 2, and I didn't realise this before I take the high ground going into turn 3. So yeah, certainly being aware of terrain. Game 4 was so this was something I really wanted to try, so I was really excited by this. So game 4 I played against Lady Justice.
Ooh.
Now, having gone 1-2 day 1,
Yeah.
I went back to my Airbnb, and I do think that there is a hugely mental side to this.
Okay.
I knew that I had to actually just not cry myself to sleep, and I needed to be at my best the next day.
Put your big boy pants
Put
on.
my big boy pants on. So we were somehow in the semi-final.
Excellent.
Due to the hard work of
Your
my
teammates.
teammates. And I was a bit disappointed in myself because I'd wanted to do better. And I kind of had to tell myself to make sure that, you go into game 4 and 5, play your best. So I thought I'd do a sensible thing and change my team completely. Not to blame the team, you
Of
understand.
course, isn't it? Because if I remember correctly, from listening to a really sensible podcast I've heard before, just get good and don't blame the team and just get good. Basically,
that's exactly right.
Wasn't that the gist of a really useful episode of?
Well, so going into game 4, I was playing against Lady Justice on Recover Evidence.
Okay, fairly murdery.
So I brought the Butcher.
Okay.
And I brought my super sneaky anti-Mei Fang strategy.
Against Lady Justice.
Same thing. She's just a worse Mei Fang. So...
I mean, I can't dispute this.
So I brought... I had no Executioners. He had more Executioners than I did. Because obviously Lady J brings remains markers and there's sort of a tiny bit of synergy with Executioners.
Who was using out a keyword execution in Lady Justice?
Exactly. So, so I brought the sort of all the uniques and then critically the Sergeant and 6 stones.
The Sergeant and 6 stones?
The Sergeant says if a guard model takes damage from an attack within 6, you can spend a stone to do 2 damage to the attacker.
Okay.
So what happened was Lady Justice went in,
as she does,
murdered Bureau.
Okay.
And then started making offhand attacks into other people.
So does an attack action against Bureau?
Oh, Bureau died turn 1.
Bureau died turn 1.
So I didn't really get to use the stones.
Because Bureau's not guard model.
Correct. But I like her even though I'm playing the non-summoner one because Dashel so I had the haste on Dashel to be speed 8.
Yeah.
And then Bureau can move him 8 somewhere.
Does he get the +1 speed from the Sergeant as well, or is that only minions?
Yeah.
Oh,
but not out of action movement.
So it's when he starts his activation he gets +1 speed. Gotcha.
But I like being able to move him 8,
yeah.
and then he moves 8 with his own bonus action, and then charges somewhere, so you just charge 24, and 25, and 26 inches.
26 threat, that's fairly hefty.
Yeah, so I like Bureau in him, just gives him that, because he does so much of the work, you need him to be where you need him to be. But anyway, so Bureau died turn 1, and then I, top of turn 2, finished off his Executioner, then went and did 8 damage to Lady Justice with Dashel.
Ouch.
Lady Justice went reasonable, smacked me back for 4.
Yeah.
I spent a stone, you take 2. So he went from 6 health to 4 health.
Ouch.
He then had cheated in or flipped the 13 of masks.
Of course, it's Lady J, so...
To get a bonus attack onto the camera bot or something next to her. And then went, I don't want to hit her because I'm on 4 health.
I don't want to take another 2
damage. Sergeant standing there outside going, go on, hit, I dare you. I dare you. So the Sergeant bullied Lady J for the rest of the game. And I think top of turn 2, that was top of turn 2. I think turn 3, he started with a 1 health Executioner.
1 health Lady J.
No, Lady J died turn 2.
Oh.
No, so there was a 1 health Executioner that got to go top of turn because he had initiative, but then couldn't hit anything because he died. So he had to use Tenacity, discard a card to heal, and then make his 2 attacks and be put back on 1. But no, so the Sergeant, I really enjoy it. It's certainly something I'd like to explore more because in those really aggressive, killy games that normally come down to who flips better, being able to just bring 6 stones and go, Mei Fang is taking 12 if she wants to hit me repeatedly. Fair. And probably 14 because she's going to kill something which means I now have a 7th stone.
No, the issue is, I suppose, a savvy Mei Fang player will now go and kill the guy first.
Well, no self-respecting follower of ours will play Mei Fang, would they?
Wow. No, but this is true.
So game 5, the Nightcrawler Network kidnap came in.
Nice.
So it was corner, and I had a terrible hand, and I cheated in the 9 and a 10 that I had to. So the Syzygy sisters were standing on the halfway line on a building, and I was able to. I'd pushed forwards the Nightcrawler Network. Nightcrawler Network made a bot to then drag them through it. So I was able to kidnap the Syzygy sisters 12 inches.
Nice.
He was playing Pandora.
Love Pandora.
So Pandora felt that losing the Syzygy sisters to the kidnap, the best thing to do would be to try and save the Syzygy sisters.
Now, I remember you telling me about this. This is where reading your own cards really comes important, doesn't it?
So I don't want to embarrass my opponent, but there was a couple of distinctions in the way this interactions work. So Pandora has a trigger that allows an ally to make a charge. And so his plan was to charge the camera bot.
Yeah.
The Pandora has a 6-inch reach.
Yeah, she does.
So charged camera bot, cheated in this trigger to then allow the Syzygy sisters to... Now, the first problem is that the Syzygy sisters aren't an ally.
Nope.
The second, more nuanced, interesting thing here is that because the wording of the trigger says an ally within 6 of the target,
And the target
was a camera bot, the camera bot was
dies.
dead.
Yeah.
So by the time the trigger's resolved, it's why shove aside, you don't get an extra attack, and so on. So it meant that I go, very well, my camera bot's dead, you can't resolve the trigger, but also because it's an ally. So he was left with the rest of his crew playing corner deployment, informants spread out across the back quarter of the board.
The Syzygy
sisters were 30 inches forwards.
Against your entire crew.
Well, so the thing here, and perhaps what we could all take from this, is he was obviously frustrated with himself that he'd misunderstood this interaction. And what he should have done is moved Pandora 6 back and just tried to plan for me coming into the Syzygy sisters. What he did instead was run Pandora into my entire crew. And obviously the Butcher just murdered her.
Yeah.
So he did set the box off. And
okay, so 2 damage to your entire crew almost.
Yeah, but they all heal up, and because they start eating corpses and healing, and that damage dispersed doesn't really do anything.
No.
So the Butcher just murdered her, and then top of activation 2 killed the Syzygy sisters, because the Syzygy sisters were in dark side mode.
And they don't get to change until they activate.
Correct. So I'd taken the scheme, I took breakthrough so I could go into assassinate.
Nice.
And then, so I'd killed Pandora and the Syzygy sisters by the top of turn 2 and scored assassinate on informants.
Sounds like that's game over on the spot.
That's game over. Yeah. So you've just got to be really careful around the lures.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what happened to me with Queeg game 3. And
yeah.
I mean, we were both luring each other. But it's why we like to have a way of saving a model, because it's often easier to let them do the lure and then just lure yourself back than try and do the opposed flip and beat their 12 or 13 when you can just save your model on a 7.
Yeah.
So, but it goes back to that order of activation of making sure you've got your models that can then respond at a key time to be able to do that. So, I had a great time.
Excellent.
Every player was amazing. Some of them had even listened to us.
Woo!
So going forwards, we are at a weird point where we're kind of coming to the end of GG0.
Yes, so
it's normally a year, isn't it?
It is. Well, Weird have come out and said, haven't they? So they've mentioned that they've got. So we've just had an FAQ. We've got an errata coming in September, and alongside that errata, Weird have said that they were getting GG1.
Okay.
So GG0 is indeed coming to an end. So we've got a couple of months left. 2 months.
We've got 20 minutes left of the podcast. We've got. Should we talk a little bit about GG0?
In terms of you enjoyed it?
Well, I've certainly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's made us the superstars that we are, James.
That's a very big word, superstars.
Stars.
Even that's a bit strong.
So, do we think that GG0, compared to the end of 3rd, do we think GG0 is live or duller in terms of how scenario heavy it is?
I think it's really interesting because I have certainly played GG0 as very, very live. Very, very scenario heavy. Certainly the...
We're playing 4 turns, not 5.
Yes. And I think certainly the games that I've done best in, Tara has by far been my most successful master. I've done...
That's just because she's ridiculously overpowered.
Well, others, I don't want to blow my own trumpet here, but others haven't had as much success. I think just her style of play I have very much enjoyed. and I have been able to be very, very scenario heavy a lot of the time. So I think it's interesting. I think in some ways it's more live, but I know a lot of people, and you're on this list, I would say, very much kill first, score later still. And I know you and I have had a couple of really close games where it has come down to the fact I might have been 6-1 up after turn 2, and
in your head you thought you'd won.
And you're thinking, I need one more victory point to win the game.
And you look at it and go, where's that point?
And I'm down to 5 models. How am I scoring 1 point with these 5 models? And it's really interesting. I think it's certainly, we've had some really, really close games because of that, and those 2 different play styles meeting each other. And I think there's been many that I have won, there's been many that you have won with that. So I think the fact that actually you can do either strategy in GG0.
And what's your favourite of the 4?
Boundary. I like the heavily interacting. I like the movement. I like the placement.
So I hate bombs. I despise bombs.
I'm always intrigued by this. I don't know why.
I don't know why. I just don't like it. I think Boundary, I like the fact that it feels like it does matter. You have to chain those activations together. You have to push the thing across.
And you can steal the enemies, move models.
Well, Plant just feels like a bad Boundary. Because I suppose it's just the fact that you can just pick it up, and then in Boundary, if you're massively behind, you have to then put a lot of work into getting in. I think in bombs, you have that awkwardness. If you drop 9 bombs turn 1, they murder you, and then turn 3, they just pick up all 9 of your bombs, and you're left going out and look like it's really sad now.
Yeah.
The game's over. Whilst on Boundary, you can at least put your model on the point, you can try and defend them. And I suppose you can do that with bombs as well, but I don't know, it just feels... But they are quite, I don't know if they're similar, but...
See, I'm not the biggest fan of informants.
Well, that's my favourite.
I know that's your favourite.
I wouldn't say it's my favourite. It's the one that I'm probably best at.
I think it's almost... We've spoken about this before. I think informants in some ways has been solved in that it's an attrition one. You kill your opponent's models, and the double points on turn 4 allow you to win it.
Do you think if it was like Recover Evidence, if you had the bonus point on informants was the same as Recover Evidence, and you swapped the bonus point for Recover Evidence and informants, would that make it more interesting? Because then in Recover Evidence has that weirdness of, do you pick them up on turn 3, or do you then have to save them for turn 4?
It's an interesting one. I'd possibly be interested to see that.
But certainly in informants, if you lose turn 1 and 2, it doesn't really matter because...
No. And especially with the mechanic to then move the markers, a lot of the time, if you're both going to score 6 on schemes, in a lot of ways you're better off losing informants turn 1 and 2.
That's what I do.
To get them in a better position and then go...
And then you win it turn 3 and you still get to move it.
You still get to move it and then you win it turn 4.
And they're left with 4 models. Well, that's what happens against Pandora in the game 5. He went 2 up on the strat because I didn't bother putting any models on it. And then proceeded to move it at the beginning of turn 3.
Despite having won it that turn.
As he has 3 models left, I think certainly in terms of... I don't think it's solved, but in terms of how to play
that's kind of what I was meaning.
And then Recover Evidence is a bit of a weird one.
It is. I like the bonus point on that, forcing you to come forwards. However,
if there's a river on the board, you score it from your deployment zone.
There has been a couple of boards that have allowed that, haven't it?
I think it would be more... I don't like the bonus point. I think the bonus point is almost like a bit of a tax that punishes you if you forget about it turn 1.
Who would do a thing like that? So I like the idea of it, I suppose. The idea being forcing you to come forwards to put the ski marker down by your opponent's deployment zone to force that fight. However, I think what you then get is a massive benefit. If you have ranged ski marker placement, which is rare, it's a lot rarer now than it used to be. I think you then all of a sudden you go, oh, I'm going to walk forward, I'm going to put the scheme marker down, I'm going to run away, and you have scored the bonus point while keeping all your models safe.
Most crews in Versatile or whatever have a range 6 place, and I think the issue is range 6 is more than enough.
Yes.
Especially if it's a bonus action, so you can walk 6, you can place it 6 on most deployment zones because it's so generous, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
6 inches
from the deployment zone. It's not like Breakthrough where it has to be in the deployment zone.
I wonder whether the scheme marker it's the scheme marker that should be within 6 inches, not just within 1 inch of a piece of terrain within 6 inches.
Yeah, that'd probably make it.
Because you get some really big pieces of terrain, and I think there was one map where I was on the halfway line and I dropped a marker and that scored me the point.
Oh, I've had a great idea. I think we should both think of our own scheme for next week. We should try and give weird ideas.
Give weird ideas.
Because they clearly listen to our podcast.
Who knows? They very well might. Hi, Jason. How you doing? Good to hear from you.
We are going to try and think of some interesting schemes.
Schemes or strats?
Schemes.
Schemes, okay.
Schemes. And obviously, if we enjoy it, we can do strats the week after.
Okay.
Because I really like how themed some of the schemes are. They feel, it's one of my favourite things in Malifaux.
Yeah.
Is it feels like Harness the Ley Lines, which I don't think I've ever scored, but it does feel that on that halfway line, and Runic Binding, make it look like an accident.
Yeah.
They've really got this flavour to them.
Yeah.
Which the strats don't really have.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I know what you mean. But I suppose the strats are harder to have flavour because you've got to do them over four turns, whereas the schemes it's with 1 turn, so it is. It's easier, I think, to have that with a scheme, perhaps.
And do you think that most schemes can be scored by most crews? So now, if you take something like Public Demo is specific enough that you need specific kind of, or you either need a lot of minions,
yeah,
or you need some very specific minions.
Yeah.
Is that good design? Should there be schemes that certain crews can score really easily, but other crews basically will never be able to score?
Given that you need 3 schemes a game, and given the trees of those schemes, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing because you're not in control of the first 3 schemes that there are. So I remember when I was trying out Misaki before she got the nerf. That's one of the possible reasons she got the nerf, Misaki 2. One of the things that I looked at was I saw all the scheme pools. And I looked through them going, which schemes do I need to take to get to Reshape the Land? Because she basically automatically starts with Reshape the Land scored.
Yeah.
So I actively went through and went, I need to get to this scheme, right? How do I get to any of these schemes? I need to do this scheme, right? And I created a path every game.
But Reshape's interesting because you can score it with schemes. So any team can reasonably, or be a bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But any team can score.
But, so you mentioned in terms of that ease to score it, Misaki 2 starts the game with 5 markers in the enemy tablecloth.
Absolutely.
And there are a number of other crews that kind of automatically score it by doing the thing they want to do. So it's easy for them to score. Not many crews are able to score Reshape the Land turn 1 with scheme markers.
Do you think your scheme that you'll be pitching next week, will it be quite a specific scheme, or will it be a more general scheme?
I think it will be, I could tell you now what it will be. It will be...
if you have 5 models with Flicker...
Yes! How did you know? I was going to go 3 because I can only summon different 3 with Tara, so...
Yeah, 5 would be a bit hard.
5 would be a bit hard.
But you do basically already have that. It's called Reshape Corpses.
Yes you do, which I love. But yeah, you could just take that and then easy. Tara's.
So you're in a bit of a strange lull at the moment in terms of thinking about what you want to play, and you're obviously looking at a couple of crews which you were excited by, but you had a sort of misgiving. Do you want to explain that misgiving?
So firstly, I think this leads nicely into what we're looking forward to, or what we've got coming up. And there's a new event coming up online, isn't there, Ben?
Oh, we should have endorsed that in the first 6 minutes when people were paying attention.
True.
Yes, absolutely.
But if they've lasted this long, that means they are paying attention and it'll be more valuable.
Yeah. So, The MWS we've talked about and has been going through some ups and downs.
Yeah, a lot of changes.
And one of the things that's been fed back quite consistently, and I know a lot of the Polish community have said this, that they don't want to get up at 3 in the morning to play against someone from Australia. And the time zones have been a big thing as a barrier of entry.
Fair.
So shout out to Harlequin, who has set up a European league.
Okay.
So this league is going to be quite exciting for a couple of reasons. One is, so it's not country specific, but it is European time zones.
Beautiful.
And secondly, it's not going to be a straight who wins 5 games. There's going to be a group stage.
Yeah.
So World Cup style.
Love it.
Group stage leading into a knockout. So that's going to be really interesting. So everyone plays everyone in the group stage.
Nice.
So that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a game every 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks to get in. So I had a choice between playing 1 game every 2 weeks, 3 games every 2 weeks, or 2 games every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Of whether I played the MWS and the European League, or one or the other.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and play both.
Excellent. Yeah.
Get the.
As am I.
We will see how we do, whether it's too much or too little.
Yeah.
So yeah, anybody who is daunted about joining the MWS because of the time difference, get yourself on. Sign-ups are still open.
Yeah, still open to Sunday.
So
that's the 6th, just to clarify, European time.
I'll try and put the link to the Longshanks and the Discord in our chat.
Yes.
So that anyone can link from there. But I would also say to anybody who has never played online, just start. I think I would say that we are only as reasonably good as we are because we get a lot more games in than we did.
Absolutely. I mean, the MWS for me has been phenomenal in terms of just that ability to play different people, to play different metas. And I think the European tournament that they're doing is still going to allow that. So any of the UK meta that's...
And as a gateway, you're only playing a game every 2 weeks.
Much
every
easier.
Week. You have that 2 weeks to book your game in at the same time zone. So hopefully it'll be a lot more ergonomic. Anybody who isn't, get yourself signed up, and if you are signed up, stay signed up. But what are you playing in the European League, James? Because you have to commit to a faction for 12 weeks.
It sounds awful. I've played different factions so much.
Perdita.
It's possible, to be fair, but I've played a lot of Guild, and I enjoyed Perdita most. And actually, I didn't feel Guard was that interesting. The most interesting, other than Perdita, the most interesting one I found was Tull. I really enjoyed the Tull game I had. There's a really good video of that game up on our YouTube.
So in things that you're thinking about when you look at a new team...
Yeah, lots.
Rather than just which has the prettiest girls.
Yes, although that's how I started. Colette was my first.
So, what... have there been any teams that you've liked this idea, you've liked some of the things, but you've had that little misgiving? And your misgiving tends to be what happens if you draw a hand with nothing higher than an 8 in it.
Yeah, so I was looking, even just for some casual games, and I was looking at Neverborn, and I really like Neverborn. There's a lot of cool stuff in there that I like. The Giants, Euripides, I really like. I wanted to see Nikima, because I think she's really cool. But it is that concern, and maybe it's just I've been hurt before, and I've drawn hands of 7 high before, and...
But if we're being fair, we are competitive players, and a key part of being competitive is we don't let a little thing like our hands are terrible, we flip badly, they flip well, and we black joker key flips. Let us lose.
No, we cry in the corner about them later.
Yeah. But there are certainly games where all of that's happened and we've still won.
Yes.
And that does come into our team selection.
It does. It's interesting because I speak about those bad games, where bad hands, and I had a game, I think we've mentioned it in the past, where my opponent had a god hand, 5 Seviers, red joker in turn 1, playing Nikima. Butchered me horribly, did absolutely horrific things to my team, and I decided not to hit him. I decided not to attack him.
You decided that before the game.
I did, but that's what I prefer to play. And I ran away like a sissy coward.
And it worked.
And I won quite sizably.
So what teams have you been looking at that you've been put off a little bit because you felt they were a bit flip dependent?
Most Inevitable is a real shame.
And they don't have a lot of card advantage, do they?
They don't. So Euripides has a couple of plus flips on the Cyclops.
He has insight everywhere.
He does.
So Euripides is...
Some, but still. Like Nekima, I like Nekima, but it's you've got the young Nephilim are really cool. Stat 5 pos flip. So they've got the pos flip, but they're only stat 5, so you can't necessarily guarantee things through.
I think in the 3 Nekima games, I took one young Nephilim, and I don't think he ever promoted himself turn 1. Every time he got 2 attacks.
But just...
go in, you can flip 2 cards, they flip an 11 and a 6, and then you flip a 13, and you go, ugh.
I can't beat that. I can't even match it to...
No.
So, yeah, I think... So Nekima worries me for that.
But to be fair, she does have the pos flips.
Only on them. She herself doesn't.
Which is really sad when you're min 4.
Min 4, stat 6, 2-inch reach.
And her whole thing is chaining attacks together.
Yep.
Which is the opposite of redundancy.
It is, so she wants to be making 6 attacks. Now, granted, 3 of the Hurl Corpses are stat 7, but there's not a single pos flip. There's very minimal
and
card
forcing
draw.
Through the toss corpse with your 13. So, like, looking at Butcher, who I played for the last 2 games, he's really cool with his Severes. Because say you've got that 113 in hand, you go in, you empower or attack some attacks, and once you've hit the first one, you then stone for the second attack with 5
is plus
damage.
2 damage, yeah.
And then you cheat the 13 in then. And at that point, they're taking a reliable 8 damage.
Yeah.
Nekima's problem is you cheat the 13 in for the
2 damage. With no raises. It's a
with
magic
no
attack.
raises, because you need to get that through.
You then stone, so you spend the stone then.
And then you make your attack for the 4
misses.
damage, which then they cheat or...
Yeah.
And it's... So, are there any contenders of things that you're looking at that are auditioning for 12 weeks?
So, I'm looking at... So, outcasts are always a consideration because I love Tara, I love Alice. Rusty Alice I really like. I don't know why I like Rusty Alice so much. She doesn't get pos flips.
She does ignore a lot of defensive abilities. So
she ignores all defensive abilities.
So manipulative or terrifying.
Yeah, all of those are in countenance.
And being melee means that she ignores cover and concealment when she wants to.
Butterfly jump as well is really nasty to avoid. Ignore.
Butterfly models don't like having that ignored.
No, they do not. So I really like her, and the crew that I've played with her quite a few times now, I've really enjoyed every time I played it. So I like Rusty, I like Tara.
I just love Herbert.
I do. Herbert's in both. I love Herbert. He's great. It's only 6 points, I guess. He's cheap. He just runs away.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always keen on the outcasts, and even the weaker masters I've enjoyed playing. I've enjoyed playing Hamlin, just summoning bucket loads of rats and then rat kings. And...
So I had a friendly game on the Friday where my opponent was playing Rat Hamlin into Dashall 1.
No, he wasn't playing Rat Hamlin. He was playing.
Oh, so he's playing Plague Hamlin. So he, in order to progress his Plague game plan, he threw loads of rats into me on corner deployment turn 1.
Yeah.
Which meant that turn 1, my effigy grew up to be an emissary. I summoned 2 models off the rats with Dashall and Bura. I promoted all of my minions into...
Because you just need to kill a model. It's not non-peon, is it?
It's non-peon. So I had grown the effigy into an emissary. I'd promoted both executioners. I'd summoned 2 models. So I was something like 20 points up, and I still almost lost.
But yes, I like Hamlin. I think he's cool. He isn't the strongest, and there's some issues, but I have enjoyed playing with him. Even Zip.
Surely the worry is though you won't get to play the weaker things that you want to play.
No, I'll just play Tara the whole time.
Just play Tara.
I'll just play Tara.
One game of Alice.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm unsure on Outcast because it's the self-control of I really enjoy playing Tara, and why shouldn't I just bloody play her?
Well, if you're going to play Tara at Nationals, and
Yeah.
I think the advantage of the 2-week thing is if there's something you want to play a little bit,
Yeah.
you can have that in the background and be like, oh, I've got my Rezzers game every other week, and you kind of look forward to it,
Yeah,
as
a bit
opposed to the
different.
weekly game or the tournament where you're a bit more committed.
Mm.
So is there anything in the background that you're kind of a bit interested in, that you want to try?
So it's going back to my M3 roots. I'm bringing back Ivan. So at the end of Mark 3...
Isn't he an S-tier top master of 4th edition?
And I'm kind of upset by that because at the end of Mark 3, everyone said Ivan 2 was absolutely terrible. And I disagreed. And I played a lot of him. And I got some really, really good results. I got Best in Faction at the UK Nationals with him.
You were, at the end of round 4, the only undefeated player.
End of round 5, I was the only undefeated player. And then I had...
Shame about round 6
round 6 and 7, where I had to play the top one, the number 1 and then the number 2 ranked.
Yeah, well.
But
so
really,
you're looking at Ivan.
So I'm looking back at Ivan. However, what's really interesting in Mark 3, everyone said Double Agent Ivan was absolutely rubbish, and I really liked him and I played him. And
I love that you're trying to build a narrative and a story about you playing one of the best teams in the game.
But I am looking at English Ivan Obscura, Ivan 1.
Right, so you're playing the Emissary in every game. You're playing the Alleyway
No,
Echo.
I dispute this. I will not be playing the Emissary in every game.
You're going to play the Effigy in some games.
No, not even that.
Alright, so you're playing Eva in every game.
Yeah,
You're
obviously.
playing the Alleyway Echo in every game.
They're part of my keyword, so obviously.
Right, so you're saying the crew that has some of the best models in the game, and yet you're a hipster because you've identified that the other master is quite cool in some games.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
And anything else that's on the radar?
Rezzers.
Okay.
And most of Rezzers. I don't like McMorning. I don't know why. Don't like McMorning. But the rest of it, pretty much almost the entire rest of Rezzers, is something that they all have different aspects that interest me.
I think in terms of interesting, Rezzers are the most interesting faction. And they have a lot of abilities that no one else does, like Leftovers.
Oh, yeah, don't talk to me about that.
Oh, just a phenomenally interesting model.
They are.
And they have so many really, like they have a McMorning can stitch bits of their crew to his models, making them enemy keywords.
Yeah, I just don't think it's very good.
No.
It's a lot of effort to do not a lot.
It's a bit like marrying the Peacekeeper.
It's exactly like marrying the Peacekeeper, which I really wanted to do, but just there's just no point.
So the problem with Rezzers, I think, is that they have so few cheap, efficient scheme runners.
Yeah.
And the fact that in 3rd edition they all had hard to wound,
Yes.
and they had large health pools.
They did.
Which meant that you couldn't really be... I mean, you did get occasionally red jokered, which was
Of
always
course.
sad. But apart from that, you didn't really get spiked.
No.
If you had 9 health, min 2 weeks were just doing... It was going to take them 4 hits, 5 hits to kill you.
Yeah.
And it gave you a certain amount of redundancy and time and tempo, and you knew that
Yep.
it's going to take them 20 activations to kill these 4 models. That gives me the time I need to do the things I want to do. Currently, they're sort of a bit like the new Bayou, in terms of they have some really quirky, really cool abilities.
They do.
But they're just so squishy.
They are. They are. Yeah.
And I don't really know how you get around that. I mean, McMorning, I think, he's been on my list because I actually like his crew-wide defensive ability.
It's cool and it's certainly more useful. It's the bloated stench ability.
I don't really know what the rest of the crew does, though.
That's always been my concern. Like he can summon some stuff. There's a lot of poison interaction that's really cool with him, but I think with poison doing 1 damage a turn, you can no longer really ramp that poison up like you used to go
the 5 poison
5
damage.
poison damage or something like that. So
Is there anything in the... Yeah, because it used to have the whole, I remove 5 poison and do 5 damage to you.
Yeah.
And you don't really do that anymore.
No.
Though the poisoning their entire crew turn 1 is still really good.
It
Because
is.
that's 3 irreducible damage against turn 4.
Yeah. But
And you don't have to apply it, it just stays on them.
the advantage that it stays on is great. But yeah, I don't know. For me, McMorning's the one.
And to finish, what is the crew that is your favourite aesthetic? You love everything about it, but is unplayable garbage, and you can't play it because it's terrible.
Oh God, is there an answer? Have I told you this before?
I don't know. There must be something that you're waiting to play.
I don't know. I've looked at so much. So, I wouldn't say there's a single crew that is just absolutely gorgeous that I really want to paint up and get on the table, but I won't put on the table because it's utter garbage.
Okay.
And in fact, I don't think there's many utter garbage crews out there. I think even we've played about with a few random ones recently, haven't we? And even
Yeah, you beat me with Shenlong.
Shenlong kicked in Martucket's head.
Yeah.
Big up Shenlong, even if Shen himself died turn 1. Whoops, my bad. That's totally how you meant to play him, right? But yeah, I think you look at all the Thunder's crews and they're all good. Jacob Lynch, maybe.
You haven't quite been able to make him
I've not. And I do like him, and I like. Maybe it's because we got the poker chips at the last Nationals, and I bought some of the crew at the last UK Nationals. But I like Jacob. I liked him actually in Mark III. I do like Lynch. I like the idea of it. I like the aesthetics of the crew and the idea of the crew and the drugging up your opponent. And I think it's quite cool, but I don't know if it's quite there in Mark IV yet. Maybe GG1 will.
What about Ampersand?
I'm
Go
not.
on, look at me with a straight face and tell me that Ampersand are competitive.
Oh, I own Ampersand. Look, I picked up my Ampersand models. I bought them. I am looking at the piano with a giant crossbow on the top of it. Like, why is
Well, it's
one of the questions?
It's the magic toaster, but as a keyword.
Oh, it's
Or was that why that film was filmed?
So it's an interesting one. Ampersand were obviously designed to be a easy to use and way to learn the.
I don't understand how they ever thought that was a easy to play crew.
I have no idea.
It's one of the most complex crews in the game.
It is the fact that you get.
Who do they play against? It's Ampersand versus Silken King.
Yeah, Silken
which has
King.
got to be the two most confusing crews.
Between the summoning, the demise,
The summoning and then applying upgrades on their models, so you then have to start trying to control their models.
Yeah.
I don't mean to criticise Weird, but I cannot think of two worse crews
Starter crews.
to be in the starter box.
Yeah, I can't dispute. They're cool. But I suppose Clockwork Queen, I do like the idea of the trash cannon. So yes, you can have that if you want. I like the idea of the trash cannon.
So by the trash cannon, you
I want
charge it up to 6.
Charge it up to 6. Get an impact token, do 7 damage in a single shot that you obviously miss because you black Joker or they red Joker defensively.
So you lose you only lose the charges once you hit though. So you can just fire it until.
Yes, you do only lower the crew's power bar to 0 after a hit. So we're okay.
But in
It's
a game,
not utter
you
terrible.
charge it turn 1, you do 6 damage, which doesn't kill anything.
No. 7 impact tokens are fairly easy to get.
Okay, so
But then so's cover, so's armour,
so you do 6 damage after cover or armour or whatever.
You can't get
Which
raises.
doesn't kill.
Why is he not a gun? It's called a trash cannon, man!
Which doesn't kill anything in the game.
No.
And then you've got to spend the whole of turn 2
Charging it up.
Yeah. So, we will
fun.
see you next Friday. When we will be able to tell you what we have committed to
Yes, we'll have to have committed by then.
for the European League, but we won't know what we're playing in the MWS.
No.
And I imagine we'll play different things.
Yes, I certainly will be.
So, it's good to be back, and we will see you next week.
Ta-ta!